Good morning, Keller Williams in Denton. This is Melanie Bono coming at you again this week with the Agent Spotlight segment. This week, the spotlight is shining very brightly on the awesome Ben Clark. Thank you for joining me.
You bet.
He's representing with his Ranchman Property shirt and his website. Very nice. A little bit about Ben. He has an office with Jason Trosper. They're both partners in Ranchman Properties. And they are located next door in the annex upstairs. So if you ever want to chit chat, they're both very good at that. So definitely make sure you go and say hey. So let's just get right into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. So how long have you been in the industry, first of all?
I've been selling for about 6 years now.
Oh, okay. So just 6 years. What did you do before that?
I worked at a school as a teacher and coach for a year out of college.
Okay.
At Harpool Middle School in town. And after that, I realized I didn't want to sit behind a desk all day in a classroom, so I kind of wanted to pursue a different career. I got into selling hunting products across Texas, blinds and feeders and stuff like that.
I can see that.
Yeah. But I got married at that time, so I was gone all the time, and that wasn't going to work. And so I sat down with Scott Brown, who's a local broker in town, and really just sat down with him and said, hey, I don't know what I want to do. I know I want to work with people. I don't want to cap on what I can make. I don't want to wear a suit and tie all day. I don't want to sit behind a desk. Those are like kind of my criteria. And it just so happened he was in real estate, and he said, hey, well, it kind of fits real estate. What do you think about that? And I hadn't at the time, and then I started thinking about it, and it really fit what I wanted. So ever since then, I went for it.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Ranchman Properties. What do you guys specialize in?
Okay, so for the past 6 or 7, or back at 6 years, I've been selling residential real estate. And you know, when Jason and I partnered up about 2 years ago, we started Ranchman Properties to start selling more farm and ranch as well. And one thing that kind of happened with us is we started really pursuing the farm and ranch side of it, and people didn't think we sold residential anymore. And so what we've done is created another company called Clark Group, which is going to specialize in our residential. We're going to have people in that team to focus mainly on residential real estate, while Ranchman Properties focuses on the farm and ranch side of the business, as well as doing a little bit of commercial.
Wow, so y'all are moving on up. Branching out a little bit. Good for you guys. I did not know about this. It's news to me.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how much, I don't know if this is, well, it's not really a personal question, but how much business did you do last year?
Yeah, so last year we did about $8 million, and it was one of the lower years for us, just because we were transitioning into the ranch and farm and ranch properties.
Yeah.
And so it was good though. We got through it, and this
I would
year,
say so. Yes.
Yeah, this year alone, I mean, our goal this year is $20 million. The first quarter we've already done $8 million, and so hopefully we're gonna hit our goals. Yeah, so it's gonna be good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm curious question. Are you just looking to expand your team, like add more people to the team?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna start expanding. Our long-term goal is to have really 5 offices across Texas, doing farm and ranch properties. That are for our residential team, we're probably gonna have 2 or 3 offices in the Metroplex. We're looking at, you know, East Dallas, and then maybe in the middle of the Metroplex in the Arlington area.
Sure.
Something like that in the future, just because once we get established here and solidify our foundation and our hub, it's easily duplicatable through the Keller Williams system. So that's our goal, is to duplicate those in other areas.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to join a team, these are the guys to talk to,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all are obviously extremely productive.
Yeah.
What systems or strategies do you use that ensure that you keep the momentum going?
Yeah. Well, I think you got to have accountability, and for us, we have a coach that's working out well, and so they're holding us accountable each week on what we're doing. Also having a big why, and I know Keller Williams talks about that a lot, and it's so true that if you have a big why, it allows you to wake up in the morning and actually do what you need to do to get it done. And so really for us is we sit down, Jason and I do all the time, and kind of cast a vision on where we want to go and why we want to get there and what it's going to do for our families and stuff like that. So it makes it easier for us to work hard to get where we want to go. So that's really,
Yeah, Keller Williams is great about highlighting what's really important, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about the company, for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of a fun question. What's a real estate mistake that you've made in the past that you learned a lesson from?
So this was one of the first mistakes I ever made. I guess that you could consider a mistake, is when I got into business, I thought since I had a real estate license, everyone I knew would do business with me.
Okay.
And so I got, I didn't get offended, but it was one of those deals where I saw people I know buying or selling real estate, and it kind of hurt. But I realized that I have to earn their business. And it's not something just because you get a license that everyone you know is going to do business with you. Even family will not sometimes do business with you. And that's fine, because you really have to earn their business and show that you are value, you know? And so for me, it was the first couple of years of learning that I have to earn business. It's not just going to be given to me.
Yeah. You kind of knocked your pride down a little.
Yeah, but it was good. I think that's important. Absolutely, yeah.
Very awesome. What's your favorite Keller Williams memory in the past 6 years?
I think it happened this past year when we won Rookie of the Year for Keller Williams International Farm and Ranch, the whole company.
Oh, you did?
We won Rookie of the Year.
I remember. That was down in Austin when y'all did that? I heard about that. I was just starting when that happened.
So I would say that's probably the most important or the biggest thing that's happened to us through Keller Williams in the past 6 years.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would say that would be a pretty awesome memory.
Now we're going for top producers, so that's our goal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I bet you can do it.
I think
especially if you expand the way you're talking
to
people
that's right.
too.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's just one last piece of advice or wisdom that you want to leave the office with?
Okay. One thing that I've really been sticking to this year is, and I talked about in an office meeting a couple weeks ago, is that you don't need to go out and learn a ton of different things to be successful. It's if you can't get the lead generation part down in your business, there's no point of going to buy a special website. There's no point of going to buy special leads or spending all this money and all these different, you know, whatever it is, equipment or whatever it is that you're trying to get. Focus on one thing, and that's lead generation. Once you conquer that, move to the next. Because people get so, like, they chase rabbit trails, you know, especially in our business because we're all ADD. And so they just, well, I don't want to lead generate today. Maybe I can go do something else and that'll work better because I hear another agent's doing it. No, just focus on lead generation. If you can't make 20 contacts a day, make 10 a day. Just make 10 contacts a day. And then once you do that consistently, then step on to the next, you know, whatever it is.
Gotcha. So
to continue making you successful.
Nice. So lead generation is solid foundation, and then move on
Absolutely.
from there.
We go to these conferences and all that stuff and try to learn all this stuff, you know. It's like you go and you get consumed by it, then you come back and you try to implement it. Well, just implement lead generation.
Yeah.
That's all you have, that's all you have to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a solid piece of advice. Very honest. I like that.
Yeah.
Very nice, Ben.
That's it.
Well, thank you for joining me this week.
You bet. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Make sure you tune in next week for the Agent Spotlight. Also, make sure you like and comment on the video below and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's very important. And we will see you next week.
All right. Thank you.